Grand Rising, pretty people. So, today I decided to do a little video about relationships. Alright, so a little bit of my backstory. In 2017, I was in a relationship, and that's the year everything started to happen with my vision. I started noticing my vision. That's the year I got the news that I needed to have surgery on my eye, and there was a 50-50 chance that my vision would come back. Well, being that I was dealing with that, I kind of went into a little dark place. And being in this dark place, I figured, hey, I really don't want to drag him into what I'm going through, which wasn't fair on my end because I don't know if he would have stuck it out with me, if he would have been supportive or anything. I just went off of my emotions. I couldn't handle it. So I've been single since December of 2017. I went through the mourning stage, the self-isolation, where I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to keep up with friends. I barely wanted to talk to my family. But when certain people would call or text, I would respond to them, but it was kind of like really short. But eventually, it took a while, and I finally started to come out of that point of not wanting to be bothered by people. And so started reaching out to family. I started reaching out to the few friends that I still had. But it always was that thought of, do I tell my friends what I'm going through? Do I tell them, hey, I lost my vision, this is what I'm going through mentally, this is what I'm going through physically? And some of them I felt comfortable with telling them, but it still was the whole, I started to get that fake love, that pity from them. Oh, I'm here if you need me type of ordeal. And I didn't want to hear that. I just wanted someone genuine to just be like, you know what? You're still the same person. I'm not going to treat you any different. And yeah, I had a few friends who were like that, who they didn't treat me any different. They called and texted me the same. And the only thing was is they would say something, I would say something to them, and I would be like, I'm watching TV. And I would make me laugh because they would get quiet when I say I'm watching TV. And I'm like, I still use those words. I still use watch. I still use see. I mean, it's not going to come out of my vocabulary. But other than that, they still treated me the same way that they treated me before losing my vision, which I really appreciated that. But I still wasn't dating. I still didn't have many friends. And I still was kind of self-isolated. Mainly was only around family, and half the time when I was around family, I was in my own little world, in my own little bubble. I didn't want to be bothered. So, of course, time has passed, and recently I started to feel down, and going through feeling down made me sit back and think, what's causing this? What's bringing this out? I went through the what ifs. I've always gone through a bad case of the what ifs. But what really was a factor I had to figure in was self isolation was really getting to me. And like I said, I have a few friends that I talk to, but it was nothing serious. I started missing the connections that I would make, randomly calling people and talking on the phone, texting, hanging out, just being around people. And so, I didn't do anything about it. I started speaking to my therapist about it, trying to figure out which road to take, how I can put myself out there, which way to go to do that. And it took a while for us to kind of me to figure out, okay, what do I want to do, if I'm ready or if I'm not ready. So I started back at the Career and Training Center for VI, which that is not the name of it, but I started back there in January, and being around everyone there made me realize, okay, maybe I'm ready. Maybe I'm ready to put myself back out there. Maybe I'm ready to date. But you know what? I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna dip my big toe. I'm not gonna fully submerge, but I'm gonna dip my big toe and move little by little to get to that point where I'm ready. So I've been meeting a few people, meeting a few guys, and we've had a few interesting conversations. But then it kind of makes me think, I don't know if I'm really ready for it. Even though I'm ready, I don't know how to handle it. Maybe that's what it is. The trust. I feel like I have to build the trust with a person, which honestly, any relationship, you have to build that trust. But with me being a part of the VI community, it's a little difficult because I have to feel comfortable around you now, and I have to know you have my best interest in mind. You're not gonna take me somewhere and just leave me. These are the what ifs that go through my head. Will you have a wandering eye? Will you put me in a predicament that will get me in trouble? Will you love me the way I expect you to love me? You know, different things that go through my mind and with dealing with this. And it's a journey that I'm taking. I can't be alone for the rest of my life. I mean, I could possibly, but I don't want to be. I'm 32 years old. I'm young. I'm fun. I just want to get back to doing things and having that fun where I'm not just sitting bored by myself. A quote from a song that always gets to me and it speaks the truth is, it's a song by Alicia Keys called How It Feels to Fly. And she says in the song, in a room full of people, feels like no one's around. Got my head in a cloud and my feet up off the ground. Which is how I typically feel anytime I go around family. Because no one really knows what it feels like to be visually impaired. They don't understand what I'm going through. They, even though they're trying to be understanding, they don't understand what it feels like to have to build trust with people, to be isolated, even though it's self-isolation, to be isolated, to not feel a part of the conversation, to, just, what am I trying to say here? Just to be alone. So, like I said, I am working on the whole process of getting back out there. Not just meeting guys for relationships, but also meeting new friends. Yes, I'm meeting people in the VI community, which I love and appreciate, but I also would love to meet people who are not a part of the VI community. People who I can go and have lunch with or have dinner with. We can sit around, laugh, and talk. But like I said, it's a long process because I have to figure out how to build that trust again. So I know this video with my subject matter might have been all over the place, but it's just me talking about a little thing called relationships, of what I deal with, what goes through my mind. And I mean, hey, I'm just me. I'm an open book. So, toodles.